Most people don't use AI effectively, especially when it comes to finding jobs. Hi, my name is Matt, and I'm a software engineer that creates content about how you can develop yourself both personally and professionally. Today, I wanted to talk about how you can leverage AI to use it in your job search to make job searching 10 times faster and actually get you the results that you want. I've gained all of these strategies and tips by actually being involved in the AI community. I go to AI events, I talk to people who use these tools, and it turns out there's a lot of things that most average people don't know. And that's how these people are applying to jobs first, how they're getting the best opportunities, and how at the end of the day, they're going to be making the most money if you don't get on these strategies right now. All right, so let's try figuring out the job that you actually want. I recommend just taking a very open approach and trying to figure out what you're naturally good at. The way that I personally use AI in order to kind of figure these things out is by prompting AI to ask me questions specifically about the things that I want in my life. I like this, this, and this. Ask me questions about my experience and what I'd like to kind of figure out the type of role that would best fit me. And let's do that right now. Why not? All right, so let's put ChatGPT 5 on reasoning high to get the best output that we possibly can. Okay, now let's give it a list of things you're interested in. I'm really interested in organizing things and making my room in tip-top shape. I personally love designing things that look nice. I love the feeling of waking up and knowing that everything is running properly in my car and in my computer. And I also really like messing around and tinkering with older hardware. All right, we're gonna let it reason here for a little bit and we're gonna see what we can get out. And this hopefully will give us a little bit of an idea on what specific roles would fit us best. All right, look at this. Based on what you like, organization, polished design, reliable systems and hardware, here's some software engineering roles. Design forward, front-end engineer, UI, UX, design systems engineer, automotive infotainment engineer. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Reliability, SRE roles, CI/CD, test automation engineers. Wow, these are a lot of different things that I can pick, right? So if you love design and organization, I should pick these. If I love reliability and order, I should pick these. And yeah, I can also look up these keywords to try helping you figure out what job I want. But with all of these jobs, it's probably going to be difficult for me to actually learn all of these skills. I'm probably going to need some sort of platform or somewhere to actually teach me how to do this embedded C and C++ or firmware, right? That's what brings me to today's sponsor, boot.dev. Now, if you don't know what boot.dev is, it's essentially a platform where you can learn back-end software engineering for free. I personally used it when I was first starting out, and it's actually really fun because it teaches you software engineering in a gamified way. And I personally love playing video games, and what better way to motivate yourself to learn something that you're gonna need than making it feel like a game. I wanna specifically highlight how many courses they have available and the recency in which they update courses. You can see here, they have a build an AI agent in Python, which I'm definitely going to check out because I've always wanted to build my own. Scan this QR code or click the link down in the description to get 25% off your first payment to boot.dev today. Thank you so much, boot.dev, for sponsoring this video. And let's just jump right back into it. So how do we actually figure out what roles are available for C and C++ developers? We could use common methods like LinkedIn or using just a Google search, but I want to introduce you guys to Simplify.ai. What Simplify does is it uses AI to match you to available roles that fit your qualifications and your general interest. So I have Anonymous over here, and if you have a resume that you already have, you can just upload it to here and it'll parse through it and it'll like add an account for you. But I'm just going to skip all this stuff and just get to the matching part, which I hope that it just works. Get rid of all of those. This is completely free. Remember, there is a paid section of this, but essentially you just fill out your preferences over here. I'm just going to pick random ones, right? I like actually hardware engineering, right? Electronics, mechanical, computer, let's say all this random stuff, right? And essentially what it does is it just creates, oh yeah, you got to talk about position too. Wow, there's a lot of stuff you got to kind of consider when you're looking for a job. Yeah, and Hyderabad, Barcelona, yep. I want all the jobs over here. I'm looking for full-time. I'm a junior, and I'm looking for companies only with that little. And you can also say the type of like companies that you do like, you don't like. I want robotics, right? I'm going to select over here. I'm sorry for going through this so fast. I'm just trying to make sure that we can get to everything in a appropriate amount of time. Let's say I know MATLAB, Python, right? I'm gonna put all this through. All right, so now what Simplify AI does is it's going to match my profile to positions that actually fit me best. And it's kind of like a Tinder where you just scroll through and you say, oh, okay, look, this is a design engineer role. I need to know how to do this stuff. I can click here to apply. It's asking me to finish filling out my profile, but it's just a fake profile. And then essentially just brings you to the actual page of the job listing and it fills it out for you. What's so nice about that is that it saves you so much time. I think on my Simplify account, it says I've saved over like 9 to 10 hours when applying for jobs, and I'm certain that it's helped other people as well save that much time. And once you run out of places to connect to, you could always view more matches and just keep applying as you may over here. It's so cool that tools like this exist because it just saves you so much time. And that's what's so great about AI tools. Saving time is kind of the biggest part, right? If you're looking for jobs without these tools, it might be a little bit more difficult for you to parse through every single job listing, see which ones are actually worth investing your time into, and then filling out those roles. Like, think about it. There's Greenhouse, there's Workday, there's all these different application tracking systems that are going to be different, meaning you have to submit applications for each of them. And just having a tool like this to do it all for you is so cool and so awesome. So I highly recommend that you use this specific tool when you're actually trying to figure out what jobs are available. So the last thing I want to shout out is how can you use AI to actually improve your resume? Another thing I recommend that you don't do is put your entire resume in an AI system and expect for it to spit out gold that's going to help you get a perfect job. I see this all the time on LinkedIn, people saying, oh, here's the perfect prompt that you need to write a good bullet or a good resume that got me into this, but I don't think it's true. I think the best way to use AI is to kind of like help you make things either more concise, like something like a prompt like this. I want you to edit my writing. Trim the fat, avoid AI giveaway pages, never use M dashes. System prompts like this are a better use case for AI than just giving AI the entirety of your resume and telling it to fill it in or change it. Because AI loves to get distracted. AI loves to be very verbose and kind of say a lot of things but not really mean anything. And when you're writing a resume and you're trying to make your bullets as strong as possible, I really recommend that you don't write like an AI and you rather write like somebody who is very locked in on the impact that they had on the actual company themselves. And so what does that look like? So let's say you have a resume that's super verbose and it doesn't actually say exactly what you did. I like using AI to help me figure out how I can more measure the impact of my actions and how I actually improved a process or improved the company so that when I'm showing my resume to recruiters, they can see, okay, this person actually did something, right? So most resume bullets go like this. Worked at a hardware company using C and C++ code to design software for robots. This, I don't think, is a good enough bullet. And the way that you know that is because there's no measurable impact. So I'm going to ask the AI, explain to me how I can think of ways to record the impact of my experience as an internship at this hardware company I had. I'm writing a resume for a role in big tech, working on C and C++ hardware. Okay, so we're just gonna let it process right here, but do you see how I'm kind of just going back and forth with the AI? I'm not relying on it to rewrite the entirety of the bullet. I'm not relying on it to do everything for me. I'm using it as a partner to help me plan and think of what a good bullet looks like. We don't know exactly what it's gonna say as soon as it gives me a response, but we're at least gonna be able to, have like an understanding of exactly what the bullet should be like. And notice, again, I'm not asking it to rewrite me. It's saying, they quantify how things got faster, cheaper, safer, or more reliable because of you. And that's super important. This is how I use AI to actually help me find jobs. I don't use it to rewrite everything and do everything for me. I use it to improve the processes that I already do, right? So let's say, where to reconstruct the numbers, version control, right? How much issues I tracked, simulation robotics, and you can use like relative improvements, right? So great. And like, look at these like example ones. Wow. Implemented SPI and I2C drivers, SN2, like, these bullets are like awesome because it shows that you actually had some sort of impact and improvement, right? And here's the issue. It's that most people still don't know this and they just give a random prompt saying, here, fix my resume, right? It's like you need to understand what a good bullet looks like first in order to actually make your resume better. When you start relying on AI systems to be the main driver of your actual tasks and productivity, it results in you actually not learning anything. And that's a really big issue because if you don't learn anything and you need to show somebody else what exactly you did, you're not going to be able to do that. If you don't show other people what you did, or you just had blind faith in the AI and things worked out, then was it really you who got that job, or was it the AI system that did it for you? You know what I mean? And I'm certain some people would love having that, but personally, I'm an engineer. I like solving things. I like figuring things out. I don't like letting AI be the primary driver of my success. I'm the person that decides that. I'm the person that decides what I'm going to appear as. I'm not going to let some other system sell myself. I'm going to sell myself because I'm awesome. And you are awesome as well. So that pretty much sums it up. You can use AI to help you kind of figure out what roles you would most like. You can use tools like boot.dev and Simplify AI to see what roles are available. And then at the end, if you need to improve your resume or improve things surrounding your actual job application, you can use AI to help you go back and forth and actually create something that you created and not the AI created. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, boot.dev, for sponsoring. And if you're still interested in getting that 25% off discount, definitely check the link down below and click the QR code somewhere over here in order to get it. This is my first ever sponsored video, and I really appreciate you guys giving all the support and love over the past couple of weeks. My name is Matt, and I hope you guys learned something. Thank you. Peace.